All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel again, man. Thank y'all so much for coming over. Now, look, always, when a celebrity figure pass away, always feel that there's some type of, I don't know, it's just always odd and strange. Y'all know, and then next thing you know, two more pass away. It comes in threes, but it's a lot of people when they pass away. It's like stuff just don't sit right. It just feels odd and strange, like there's more to the story. But Prodigy from Mobb Deep, this video here says Prodigy had an Illuminati rapper list last interview before sacrifice. That's what the title of this video says here. He's been gone for a long time, but always, say stuff be like resurfacing out of nowhere. So we ain't gonna waste no more time. Let's jump right into it.
You know what I mean? I believe definitely maybe some of these label heads, like major labels and like major corporate companies, might have something to do with it, and they, might be involved with the agenda.
To say the least. According to the Clark County Medical Examiner, Prodigy, one half of Mobb Deep, choked on an egg while at the hospital getting treated for a flare.
And now, like, I talked to Noriega this morning, he was like, okay, I realized.
Wait, because I know he had sickle cell. They said that's what happened? He choked on an egg? This is my first time ever hearing that. What the hell?
I realized that I really don't feel Prodigy died from choking on an egg.
Jay-Z ain't had to say when it was on, and he was getting dissed. Him and Nas.
Jay-Z
Mobb Deep and Biggie were the only ones from New York active in that situation. So Jay-Z is a bitch for making that quote in his lyrics.
Prodigy of Mobb Deep wasn't just a rap legend. He was also one of the most outspoken and controversial figures when it came to exposing the dark side of the music industry, and many fans believe this cost him his life. See, the comment Prodigy made in his final interview and also the tweets he shared in the months leading up to his bizarre death raised more questions than answers. And the reason I'm calling it a bizarre death is because Prodigy passed when he choked on an egg while in the hospital. Well, at least that's the official story. But most fans never bought this version of events, especially after they started digging deeper into Prodigy's comments about the Illuminati and the people who control the music industry. Before he passed, Prodigy was dropping bombs on social media, speaking out against the system, and he even went so far as to suggest that some of the biggest names in hip-hop, yes, including Jay-Z, were involved in a secret society where their role is to push a certain agenda to the public. But that's not all. Prodigy also hinted at something even more sinister, claiming there were disturbing organized crimes happening within the entertainment world, targeting the most innocent. So what's the real story behind Prodigy's passing? Was he a victim of those same people he was exposing? And what exactly did he reveal in his final interview? Let's break it down.
I still had no fear in my heart, about speaking my mind and letting people know what time it is. There's no reason for me to fear, because it's really nothing. There's nothing they can do besides, and I'm not afraid of that. Doing all this ritualistic and rituals on little, they doing their little kids doing satanic rituals. Like, this stuff is really going on in this world. Like, you know what I mean? You got sick people like Jeffrey Dahmer and
again, man, when you go back and you look at all the people who tried to speak out, and then you do a where are they now? Most of them are gone. Most of them are gone.
And different people like that. And I believe that it was a different background to it, or why he was doing what he was doing. I think it was some ritualistic things going on.
Absolutely, they said.
Back in 2007, while Prodigy was still behind bars doing a 3.5-year bid for possession, he shook things up in a major way. Right before dropping HNIC Part 2, he put out an open letter aimed at Jay-Z and made some cryptic but heavy accusations hinting that Jay might be connected to a secret society, feeding into the whole Illuminati theory. In fact, many believe Prodigy was the one who really put hip-hop into the whole Illuminati conversation, and he actually started speaking on it way back in the 90s when most people had never even heard the word Illuminati in connection to rap music. Prodigy had been dropping bars about the Illuminati way before most rappers even knew what it was. Back in 1995, on LL Cool J's I Shot You remix, he rapped, "Illuminati want my mind, soul, and my body. Secret society trying to keep their eye on me. But I'ma stay incognito in places they can't find me. Make my moves strategically on the G.O.D." Fast forward to 2008, and he took things to a whole new level with his track Illuminati, where he spits, "This is not a theory, the conspiracy is real. They want to put me in a straitjacket in a padded room and tell the world there's 12 monkeys so they can be confused." Prodigy made it clear that in his eyes, the industry wasn't just about music. It was about power, control, and forces moving behind the scenes. And he stayed on that wave all the way up to his final album, Hegelian Dialectic, The Book of Revelation, which dropped on January 20th, 2017, exactly 5 months before his mysterious death on June 20th. Now, I'm going to break down the strange circumstances around his passing in a second. But first, let's talk about that open letter Prodigy wrote from prison, where he called out Jay-Z for being part of the Illuminati. In that letter, Prodigy laid everything out, how he experienced an awakening in 1996 and realized it's all a sham. He exposed what he believed was a deeper system at play, not just in music, but in government, religion, and society as a whole. Prodigy wrote, "The government, religions, politics, the Federal Reserve, IRS, and everything we believe and live by is a joke." And then he went straight at Jay-Z and claimed that Hov was in the know but chose to keep quiet and play the game. Jay-Z knows the truth, but he chose sides with evil in order to be accepted in the corporate. Prodigy wrote, "Jay-Z conceals the truth from the black community and the world and promotes the lifestyle of the beast instead." But P didn't stop there. He also promised to keep exposing the truth until they took him out, and said he would relentlessly attack Jay-Z, Illuminati, and any and every other evil that exists until my lights are put out. He also added, "I fear nothing and no one. I'm fearless because the truth has set me free from the Illuminati mental enslavement, and I have been empowered by God and universe." Now, to be fair, Prodigy did later clear the air and say he didn't actually believe Jay-Z was part of the Illuminati.
I was today years old when I found out that Mobb Deep and Jay-Z or Prodigy and Jay-Z had beef. I had no clue. Whenever this was going on, I don't know what I was doing, but I had no clue. There's been so many people that have called him out. Sheesh.
But he never backed down on the idea that the Illuminati is very real.
I read some of your letters, man, because a lot of them hit the internet, man. One of the things you were talking about a lot while you were in prison was a lot of the conspiracy theory stuff, Illuminati stuff. Do you still believe that?
Yeah.
First of all, a lot of people, there's a lot of talk of Illuminati, like there's certain rappers in the Illuminati, Jay-Z, Kanye, and so. Do you believe that they're rappers in the Illuminati?
Nah.
You don't believe that? Okay. So how do you see sort of the role that these conspiracy theories play? Like how is the black community being controlled through that stuff?
Just through food, the environment, medication, branding. It's a lot of stuff, man. It's a lot of, you can go down the whole line. It's a whole web network of things. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's what I believe. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. People are definitely being manipulated. You know what I mean? It's a business.
And what can you do as an artist? What can we do as media to change that?
We could, just be rebellious and speak about it.
Yeah.
Say something.
All right, now let's get into the real combo, Prodigy's death. This one still has hip-hop heads deep in speculation because a lot of fans believe it wasn't just some tragic accident. Because when you've been exposing the industry's puppet masters and calling out the celebs who play by their rules, things tend to get dangerous. See, Prodigy wasn't just casually name-dropping the Illuminati for shock value. He was out here pulling back the curtain on what he believed were hidden forces running the game. And with him making that much noise, some people think his passing might not have been so random. So Prodigy had been battling sickle cell disease for years, and at first, everyone assumed complications from that were the cause of his death. But when the official coroner's report dropped, it had nothing to do with sickle cell. Instead, they claimed Prodigy accidentally choked on a boiled egg while he was in the hospital. The whole choked on a boiled egg story had everybody scratching their heads. But then things took an even wilder turn. Prodigy's family wasn't buying it and took the fight to court. They filed a lawsuit against Spring Valley Medical Center in Vegas, claiming the hospital failed him. According to the lawsuit, the staff didn't keep his IV running properly and didn't monitor his oxygen levels like they were supposed to, even after doctors gave clear orders. And this is when the streets really started talking. Was this just medical negligence, or was there something deeper at play? Could it be that Prodigy's death wasn't just some freak accident, but something more? With the lawsuit, the hospital's alleged failures, and all that Illuminati talk surrounding him, fans can't help but question if the official story is really the full truth. And as for Jay-Z, after Prodigy's passing, Jay claimed they had already squashed their beef back in 2012. In an interview with former 2XL editor-in-chief Elliot Wilson, Jay said, "We spoke. Me and him spoke before he passed. I saw him at a club maybe 5 years ago. He just came over and we kicked it. It's just sad. Blessings to his family. It's sad. Young man." But you already know how it goes with Jay-Z and his so-called squashed beefs. No matter how cool he tries to play it, there's always that feeling like he's not keeping it all the way above. Look at DMX, for example. After X passed, Jay made it seem like there was never any real tension between them. He even blamed it on X's competitive nature, saying it was all just part of the game.
So there was a competitive thing, but it was big love. He was so competitive with me. I never met a human being more competitive with me, like ever, not even my big brother.
But let's be real. Jay was the one out here competing with everybody. DMX himself said that Jay sabotaged the release of his 6th album because he got cold feet about retiring and didn't want the competition. Whether Jay was just playing it safe or playing chess when he supposedly squashed things with Prodigy, one thing's for sure. P's fans still don't trust him. And some even believe there's more to Prodigy's untimely death than just a tragic accident. And it's not just fans who are saying this. Kanye recently brought up Prodigy's death during an interview with Candace Owens. But before people could really start dissecting what he said, YouTube took the whole interview down and even hit Candace with a 1-week suspension. But that's not even the craziest part. If you dig through Prodigy's old tweets, you'll see he was constantly sharing links, books, and resources for people to do their own research and connect the dots for themselves. Prodigy was also very critical of the US government, and he constantly shared videos exposing the establishment, like this one titled, "The US is a corporation, not a country." And when it came to the Illuminati, Prodigy made it clear he'd been on that wave way before it became a trending topic in hip-hop. Back in 2012, Prodigy tweeted, "The first time the word Illuminati was ever spoken in rap music was in my verse from LL Cool J's song, I Shot Ya." And then he doubled down in another tweet saying, "Illuminati is preschool information to me. That's like learning your ABCs." So with all these breadcrumbs Prodigy was dropping, and then the bizarre circumstances surrounding his death, what's your take on all this? Did Prodigy know too much and get silenced?
Yes. Just look at the track record, man. Look at what happens when people speak out. Now, I will say this. The most shocking thing to me is not that he choked on the egg, is that he choked on the egg in a hospital. You telling me in a hospital they couldn't do nothing? In a hospital? Man, they probably put something in that egg. This was, I had no clue this was going on or this happened. I always thought that Prodigy passed away from sickle cells. This was a very, for me, surprising video with information I never knew. Wow. Again, this stuff, I mean, it's alleged, it's allegedly, but Jay-Z's name keep coming up, man. Appreciate y'all coming over and watching. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Peace out.